Mayor Zach, welcome back. Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. And as everybody can see, not only are we in a hard hat construction zone, we also have guests today.
We do, yeah.
For Mayor's Monday. Set the scene for us. Where are we today?
Sure. So in the last couple of months, we've been spending some time outside at various projects around the city, all these exciting redevelopments that are happening. And most recently, we visited the Centralia Center, which happens to be adjacent to the property that we're standing in today. I would imagine that every one of our viewers would have no idea where we specifically are in this redevelopment, but basically we're in the redevelopment of the YMCA Boys and Girls Club project. We are standing in the former J.C. Penney, aren't we, Brett? And we've got Brett, the current CEO of the YMCA, former J.C. Penney, current YMCA CEO, with us to kind of give us a little bit of a flavor of what's to come and what's expected with this redevelopment. As our listeners and viewers have previously known, the Rapids Mall was declining. It was nearly entirely vacant, and it was really a community collaboration from supporters and board members of both YMCA and Boys and Girls Club, who were on their own track to discuss the potential of those two organizations coming together, but really the community saying, what's next for the mall? We knew that retail in our country is declining, that regional shopping malls were not a thing anymore, and fortunately we're not sitting in a vacant and dilapidated mall. We're standing in a very exciting redevelopment on the edge of our downtown. So maybe Brett can talk a little bit about some of the history. It wasn't, just less than a year ago that we were here breaking ground on this.
Yeah, August of 2018 is when we broke ground on this project, and yeah, we're looking at redevelopment of the former Rapids Mall. This is a joint collaborative project between the YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club to create new state-of-the-art spaces for each of those entities. Through that construction project, it's a $27.5 million capital improvement, where we basically tore down 70% of the existing mall, but reused the former J.C. Penney and also a section of the mall that's being reconverted over into a separate, brand new state-of-the-art VA clinic. And so we have all those conjoined like-minded service providers underneath one roof: Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, VA clinic, senior center, and community theater. So, and then with the senior housing project right across the parking lot, a lot of redevelopment reuse. And so we're actually in the former J.C. Penney, which has been converted over into really a state-of-the-art Boys and Girls Club that has its own music clubhouse, STEM classroom, art classroom, a separate area for the teens. They have their own commercial kitchen for serving food and actually meals for children before and after school, as well as throughout the school through the day during the summer months. But they'll have the capacity to serve up to 300 kids per day in this new facility. So
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and it's a space created for the kids. So this is really their home, their place.
Yeah, and really from a proximity standpoint, it's very accessible to residents that are living on the west side, who previously had gone to the Meade School Boys and Girls Club facility, or currently go to the Meade Boys and Girls Club facility. And so from a youth service perspective, we do a great job taking care of and providing services to our seniors, and we have consistently provided great service to youth and to families, but this new facility will offer a whole new dimension, as Brett talked about, from the programming aspects of the facility. The old facilities didn't necessarily offer this type of integrated programming, so it's really exciting. I think if I were a kid in this community today, being in here right now, seeing the bright colors, seeing the energy, you can't necessarily see the music stage area, but it's really exciting to see this new facility that'll continue to serve generations to come, youth in our community.
Well, you mentioned the music facility, so I'll just go ahead and we'll take the camera and we'll kind of show everybody what's behind us as well. Maybe everybody wants to see me in a hard hat too, something that
well, it's a really cool
some
space.
Folks may not ever expect to see me in a hard hat, but as you said, Brett, very cool space. It's very bright, very welcoming environment for the kids.
It has its own recording studio in there. It's got a retractable glass garage door, so if you want to keep the instruments and the sounds in one room, or they want to project out to the masses, they have that built-in stage at capacity. So just one of the cool features that the club now has access to.
Absolutely, Brett. One thing I want to ask you about, because obviously you said this took a lot of collaboration. What does it take to bring three entities together like this? I mean, how much were egos checked at the door in negotiations? Because this is obviously something that could have fallen apart, but it's come together and it's going to benefit the community greatly.
Well, I think our organizations and the community was at a right point in time, that we had volunteers and leaders that were really saying, you know what, we can no longer be living in our silos. How can we best utilize our resources, collaborate on our key strengths, and eliminate some duplication? And so with that kind of mantra in mind, it really led to some really healthy conversations to say we can do so much more if we partner together. And that's really was the launching point. But yeah, this type of collaboration, it just doesn't happen every day. And our boards and our volunteers, and quite honestly, I think from the community response, everyone was saying, you know, we're all in on this. And we see great opportunity to actually serve more kids, more families, more individuals as a result.
And again, for Mayor Zach, with the development project like this, and something that's been one of the things that you've really hit on the last 10 years as mayor, to have something like this fall into your lap, something that didn't take a whole lot from the city, obviously that's a good thing for Wisconsin Rapids as well, too,
That's right. I mean, the community really responded positively, right? And if it weren't for the community's response to the capital campaign, this wouldn't be possible. I mean, it simply would be talking about where are we going to site this facility, maybe where do we cut corners, and try to afford such a facility, but it really was the right place, right time of the organizations. I think even the city's willingness, I mean, the city still had to rezone the property, right? It was a retail use and we had to change its use. And, you know, it wasn't so much over giving up tax base or giving up. It was, what are we receiving? What do we have an opportunity to change the trajectory of this community as it relates to health and wellness, as it relates to youth programming, as it relates to collaboration with the surrounding agencies. I think, you know, there's such a great opportunity intergenerationally for our senior population to be working with our youth, for our families to be integrated in that mix, that, you know, it's more than just a facility certainly, but the programming that can happen as a result of this collaboration is just going to be incredibly powerful for time to come.
All right, so back here, we're still inside the YMCA building, Brett and Zach. We just moved locations here. This is a very special edition of Mayor's Monday, but right now, just give us an idea where we're standing here in this gym space.
Yeah, we're up on the second story of the YMCA area. We're standing on the indoor walking track, and it's 12 laps around for a mile. But oversees the gymnasium. We have some of our adult fitness spaces up here. We have a wellness center, 2 exercise studios. But also in this area is our new aquatic center, which has 2 bodies of water. It's a 6-lane competitive pool, and then a variable depth family recreation pool that actually has a therapy section in it, so you can walk against a current. And in addition to the new YMCA spaces is a teaching and demonstration kitchen, so we can start working with youth and adults and families around eating healthy on that. So those are some of those new spaces.
And all of that goes into the YMCA's just overall vision of family wellness, correct?
Absolutely, and I think that's probably, as we look at the partnerships that are involved in this project, it's not just the Boys and Girls Club, but you know, others like Mid-State Technical College, about using these for adult enrichment activities, as well as complementing their health promotion wellness programming. You know, you look at the VA clinic, they'll be utilizing the Y for land-based, water-based therapy, as well as whole health coaching and Tai Chi classes. So, you know, it's not just for our purposes, but actually a lot of community partners will be able to utilize these spaces as well.
And Zach, we've been walking around up here. You've been taking your phone out, taking a lot of pictures, because again, this is obviously something that the community is going to be very proud of when all of this opens and they all finally get a chance to see what's been going on here for the last few months now under construction.
That's right, and that's why I wanted to come inside today, was to give people a preview of what some of this is coming to fruition to look like and to feel like. You know, the neat thing about the YMCA from a community standpoint is the Membership for All program. I think the fact that community members of all backgrounds, of all socioeconomic status, of all incomes, have the ability to belong to the YMCA. And maybe Brett wants to talk about that, but I think that's a really important thing to stress, that this isn't just a membership organization that certain people can use. It's really for the community to enjoy. Maybe you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, right now today, we're serving roughly about 1 out of 7 people in all of Southwood County through membership and or program. And just by relocating on the west side of town and in Wisconsin Rapids, it allows us to actually grow by another 22-23%. So now you're starting to, like 1 out of every 4 people is going to be able to be part of the YMCA. And as the mayor said, you know, the Y doesn't deny anybody access to our programs and services for inability to pay. And so, we have an income-based pricing model that ensures that everybody can have access, and it's also affordable to be part of the YMCA community.
And then with that growth is going to come, some other changes to the YMCA as well. You mentioned either growing membership or, maybe growing, adjusting hours. Is that something people can look forward to once this is open as well?
Yeah, we'll definitely have expanded hours as a result of this facility, a lot specifically on the weekends to accommodate family activities from that perspective.
And then give us kind of the details then on your timeline from here on out. Obviously, we can see things are coming together pretty good here in this space.
Yeah, the building itself, a lot of everything is supposed to be completed pretty much by the end of March, beginning part of April. And then as the weather breaks, we'll get the rest of the site work completed, and we're projected a grand opening of June 1st is when we're going to be open for full access to the facility.
Does that mean Mayor Zach gets the first nosedive into the pool?
Well,
or
absolutely.
things like that? Are we going to have some sort of ceremony like that?
That's right, or maybe a free throw contest here as we're standing over the nice gymnasium.
Yes.
By that time the floor will be in. We got some basketballs into place. Maybe try to dunk contest. I don't know. I don't have the best verticals. So I'm not sure how great
we've
that'll
got
work
plenty
for
of
me,
space
but,
here. We're kind of showing the basketball court and how that's coming
half-court
together.
basketball game maybe or something like that. I think, but it's going to be incredibly exciting to really see from a community standpoint how the YMCA Boys and Girls Club is going to be able to serve community members better, how ultimately our community will be healthier in the many dimensions of health, not only the physical well-being, but emotionally and mentally well-being. I think the programming that the organizations are looking at, particularly as we look at youth and mental health for youth services, it's something we'll have to talk more about on a future episode maybe, but it's just really exciting. Again, it's not just the building that these services can come to fruition, but it makes it a lot easier to be able to reach new population.
And we're excited to be part of all the reinvestment that's been happening in downtown. And so when you look at the city's investments around the riverfront, the aquatic center, there's just a lot of great activity happening in this central place, and really a lot of revitalization. So we're just happy to be part of that one component of really some exciting times for our community.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate the time here, gentlemen, for this edition of Mayor's Monday. We'll certainly look forward to that grand opening when it happens. I'm sure we'll be here as well as all of our other brethren in the media as well. So we wish you all the best as you continue to push forward with this project.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.